Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope everyone is doing well. I would like to welcome everyone to our Umrah seminar for our July tour. And the purpose of today's meeting is to get you prepared for the upcoming Umrah tour, departing on the 20th and returning back on the 29th. So, inshallah, today we will be covering a few topics from which we will go over our schedule for this tour. I will give you some tips for the trip, and we will briefly go over Nuzuk as well, inshallah. So, without any further delay, I would like to get started with the schedule. So, we are departing, inshallah, on the 20th of July from JFK Airport, Terminal 1. So, we are taking Saudi Airline. The flight departs at 11 a.m. So, we are expecting to see everyone at the airport, inshallah, 7:30 a.m. Where we will give you a Aino Harman bag and a few other items which you can use during the trip. And we also like to tag your luggage with the Aino Harman. So this way, in case your luggages get misplaced anywhere or maybe the airline loses it, so it's easier for us to go and look for the luggages, or if it gets left back at a hotel, or maybe you left it in the room, or whatever the case may be, it just makes it easier during the trip to relocate that luggage, inshallah. So you depart at 11 a.m. On Saturday, and you are laying over in Riyadh Airport and taking a flight to Medina. You do not need to collect the luggage. They do get automatically transferred over onto the Medina flight. So you do collect your luggage at the final destination. Inshallah, in Riyadh Airport, you can take care of a few activities if you need to. The first thing you will be doing is actually clearing your immigration. And then the second thing, if you need a SIM card for Saudi, you can get a SIM card for Saudi. If you want to exchange some money, you can take care of all those things in Riyadh Airport. Inshallah, you will be arriving in Medina Airport at 2:45 p.m. And approximately after landing, it takes about 45 minutes to get the luggages, gather everyone, and head towards the hotel. Once we reach the hotel, you will be checking into the hotel. And after that, after Isha, inshallah, there will be a scheduled walking tour just so you know where everything is and you are prepared for the remaining days of your stay in Medina. On the 22nd, this is a free day. On the 23rd, we are doing the historical tours. It will be after Isha prayer, inshallah. Just keep in mind, we normally do our historical tours 8 a.m. in the morning, but because it is summertime over there and it is kind of hot, so that's why we switched over our historical tours for after Isha. One of the ways this may affect you, it's not going to affect the males, but it may affect the females. So try to avoid the Roda permit, the Riyazul Jannah permit, for the 23rd evening after Isha. And then, inshallah, on the 24th, you have another free day. And on the 25th, you will be departing from Medina to Makkah, inshallah. So the expected departure, the tentative time for our departure is around 11 a.m. in the morning. You should be arriving in Makkah around 4:30 p.m. And you will be performing Umrah the same day. If you decide to do your Umrah on your own, you are more than welcome to do so. But if you're planning to do it with the group leader, Brother Samyuddin, inshallah, he will be available with you and he will provide a time according to the situation. Sometimes the whole group is tired, so we like to do it at a later time. Sometimes everyone is good to go, so you guys can do it a bit earlier. So inshallah, Brother Samyuddin will be deciding on that, and you will see him, inshallah, when you come to the airport. You will get to meet him over there, inshallah. Then the following day is a free day. It's also Jummah that day, so please catch Jummah prayer. And then on the 27th, you have your historical tours at 8 a.m. in the morning for Makkah. And then on the 28th is your last day in Makkah. And inshallah, after Zohar, you will be departing towards Jeddah. You have a tour over there. And then inshallah, we go check in. And the flight is early morning on the 29th. So we do start the check-in process around 10:30, 11 p.m. So talking about a few of the other things, so some of the tips for the trip, just to get you a little bit prepared. The first thing, you should always, have it ready and good to go is any medication you may need during the trip. Make sure to pack that. A refillable water bottle comes in handy because you do have access to Zamzam in both Makkah and in Medina. So it's very important that you carry one of these refillable water bottles. So every time you go to Haram, fill up the water bottle. So you're utilizing the Zamzam as much as possible on your entire journey, rather than just using the Zamzam, what you bring back home. So you get access to Zamzam during the entire trip. Also, you are allowed two luggages, one hand carry and one personal item. I don't suggest to carry too many things while you're traveling towards Saudi, so you do have some space to bring back any gifts or anything you need to bring back for the family. And also, the Zamzam is not a part of these two luggages and hand carry, so it does get checked in completely separate. So I do want everyone to understand this. So this way, you're not worrying about leaving space empty in your luggage for taking the Zamzam back home, inshallah. Also, it's highly recommended to carry clothing for the entire trip. Dry cleaning or laundry is very expensive in Saudi. And last two items that are very important is, please, if you're planning to use any credit cards in Saudi, or any card for that matter, make sure you call your bank and you find out whether they charge a foreign transaction fee or not, because sometimes it adds up to a lot. So you know which cards you need to use over there. For the most part, in most of the places, they do accept cards. I have not seen American Express being accepted, but Visa and MasterCard are accepted in most of the places. And another thing you will need to do because of Nuzuk, just make sure you have at least low speed internet for roaming with your cell phone carrier. So also call your cell phone carrier to find out about any of the roaming charges that you may incur during the trip. So it's highly recommended to just call your carrier just to find out. Some of them, they'll charge you a few dollars a day just to provide you with unlimited calling and internet service, texting. Some of them, they may cover some of those things. So make sure to call both, so this way you are prepared for the trip. Uh, One last thing I wanted to talk about was Nuzuk. And this is something that you will be using for the Roda in Medina, Riyazul Jannah. So it's very important that you are prepared with this app. We did put our staff to prepare everyone to make sure everything is activated. But if you still need any further assistance, please feel free to reach out to our office, inshallah, so they can assist you further. And inshallah, all you're doing in the app on the 19th, which is a Friday, the permits will open up for the Umrah and for the Roda. So the Umrah permit you are taking out, it will be for the 25th. And this will be any evening hour permits are fine. They're not as strict for the Umrah permits as they are for the Roda permits. So you do need to show up at the assigned timing that is assigned to you for the Roda permit. In fact, show up at least 15 to 20 minutes before. So this way, there is no chance of missing the permit. So I don't suggest to take anything out in the AM hours of the 22nd or the 21st. But if you have no other options available, if you're taking it for the 21st, make sure you're taking something out for something after 7, 8 p.m. This way you're not missing the permit timing, just in case we get delayed while moving to our hotel. So do keep these things in mind. It's very important that you are taking out a permit that works best with you. If you're a morning person, take something out for early morning. If you're a night person, take out something for nighttime. So anytime on the 22nd, you're good to take out a permit. And we will share these times in the chat as well. This is just so you have a better understanding of when is the best timings to take out the permits. So anytime on the 22nd, avoid after Isha. So I would say from 7 all the way till 1 a.m. Avoid those hours for the permit. So this way, you're not missing the historical tours. Anytime other than that, on the 23rd is fine. 24th, anytime is good. And if you do decide to take it out for the 25th, make sure that you have a permit before 8 a.m., 7 a.m. This way, we don't have any conflicting schedules with the departure, because most of the time, the biggest delays we usually get is because we're missing one person, we're missing two people. So I hope everyone is able to show up on time in the lobby so we can leave for all the activities on time, inshallah, during the entire trip. You will be getting reminders like you do in the chat, like we gave a reminder today for this meeting. So in the same sense, you will be getting reminders throughout your trip for all the activities. Please be there on time so we can have a timely departure and we don't need to rush anywhere, so we can spend our time during the historical tours or any other activities that are planned, inshallah. So without any further ado, inshallah, I do want to open it up for any questions. So if anyone has any questions, please raise your hand, and then you can unmute yourself to talk, inshallah. Yes, go ahead, Brother Muhammad.
First of all, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhum. You guys
Wa
can hear
alaikum
me?
salam. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. First of all, my name is Mohammed Sanko. I thank you very much, and you guys actually to accept my money. I'm looking forward to travel with you guys. This is first of all is a great emotional and historical moment for me, and I look forward to see each and every one of you guys on this charge. My question I want to ask is this: how for somebody like us from the beginning, how can I get the ihram? Because I see when people go for Umrah, they usually have the ihram, the one that you covered with the one shoulders out. Is that something that we have to buy here in
So
America before we travel?
this is a very good question. Actually, I should have covered this with the tips for the trip. You don't need to purchase your ihram from here. It will be much cheaper and much better quality. You can get it from Medina. Since we are going to Medina first, the ihrams are widely available everywhere. It will cost you anywhere from $10 to $15, maybe $20 for a really good one. So you can purchase this from Medina. They are available in all of the stores. So you will wear the ihram when you're leaving towards Mecca on the 25th. So you do not need a ihram all the way till the 25th.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Uh, Sandra Freeman, if you would like to unmute yourself and ask your question, inshallah.
Yes. The question that I have is, do we every day that we're traveling, we have to do the permit every day, get a permit, renew it every day?
So the Roda is a one-time activity, and it's very important to understand. It's only you have to wait 365 days before you issue another one. So the Roda you do just once during the trip, but you go to pray. The main purpose of the trip is you want to go to Masjid when you're in Medina, go to Masjid Nawabi, catch every single prayer as you possibly can, and each time you enter within the boundaries of Haram, give salam to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If you have some time, walk to the front and also try to give salam from there as well too. But the main purpose of our trip is to catch the prayers, and you do not need permits to catch the prayers in Medina. And when it comes to Mecca, you only need a permit to go perform the Umrah. Also, the same thing. You can go in and enter Haram and do all your prayers. You don't need multiple permits. But for Umrah, you can take out, once your permit expires, you can take out another permit. And they're not as strict for Makkah. So you can, if you plan to do another Umrah, and even if you forget to take out a permit, no one is really checking. As long as you're in Ihram, for the women, their regular clothes, they enter into Haram. It's not an issue. You can go perform your Umrah. You can go pray in Haram. Tawaf is permissible from the top floor. They don't allow you near the Kaaba in the Mataf area without an Ihram. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone have any questions? Please just raise your hand so we can call on you and you can ask your question, inshallah. Yes, go ahead, Brother Abdurrahman.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum everyone.
Wa
So
alaikum salam.
my question is, I had some people saying you can perform Umrah probably two times, probably one for yourself and one for somebody else. So what's the situation if I'm trying to do something like this? This is my first time, by the way.
So the first Umrah, you will go ahead and you will do it on the 25th. And if you have energy the following day, I don't suggest to do your second Umrah right before Jummah. Maybe do it after Jummah. So you wear your ihram, you exit the boundaries of Haram. Most people go to Masjid Aisha. They will go make their intention, enter back into the boundaries of Haram, and go to Haram and make their Umrah. So it's a very simple process when you go perform the Umrah. So you have your intention and you go do the rituals of Umrah. So inshallah, Brother Samyuddin will be covering that in detail, inshallah, when you're traveling from Medina to Makkah. So you are prepared to do any other Umrahs that you may need to. We will also share some material as well for you to study before you go. So you can perform as many Umrahs as you want. Some people, in fact, do multiple Umrahs in a day. So if you have the energy, by all means, you can do as many Umrahs as you like during the trip.
Okay, thank you. One more question. So,
Yes, brother.
what time would we be performing the aura? Is it in the morning time, evening, or night time?
So by the time the group will arrive in Makkah, it will be approximately 4:35 p.m. Depending on how many delays happen on the way. So it really depends on the group. If the group seems like everyone is good, nobody needs to go and rest, then it's at the discretion of the group leader. We can't really predict the time right now because we don't know. Maybe the whole group's tired. Maybe majority of the group's tired. Maybe the majority of the group is good to go. So it's one of those situations where we need to see how the group is doing and according to that make a decision. So once everyone settled into the room, usually the group leader will post the time and the group will go for the Umrah. You can go on Umrah on your own as well too, but especially for the first time, it's recommended to go with the group leader.
All right. Barakallah fiik.
Barakallah fi. Yes, brother Muhammad Umar, if you would like to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Sheikh Harun. Yeah. In fact, like I was just to kind of brother this initially one brother who Muhammad named Muhammad who was talking about the Ihram and co. So and it's like this is my second time and I have my friend in here too, Bilal. We went with the same group last year and alhamdulillah I was fortunate I was with brother Harun in the same hotel room. So for the new people, well, like this is the group that you don't have to be panicking about your first time being going to the Umrah. They have one of the standard service like that they give to us for our first Umrah, and here is it. We are going with the same group again. So like for the new people who are also joining, you don't have to be scared. You are in good hands. And also just to add up to some of the few things. The issues that we have, we met some people who the router, the time that they put in the time expired, like the time they were supposed to be there before, like they didn't go at that time. So they had difficulty in getting into the router. So just a heads up, you have to get in a time that is convenient for you because if you miss that time, you might find hard time getting into the router. And also the issue that I had, I spent my money over it. So the cash that I went with, so I ran out of money, and there was one the imam who was leading us. So I was fortunate, and he he gave me cash and then I sell it to him. So just to give you the new heads up, just try to make sure like you have the cash that you know will be sufficient for your trip. And then we try to change our money in Medina. And alhamdulillah, the hotel that we were, there was just Forex Bureau close to it, and we had easy way of changing our monies and alhamdulillah. So basically, that is the experience we had, and may Allah reward Sheikh Samiuddin and Sheikh Harun and all the team. All right, thank you guys.
Jazakallah khair. Very important points the brother made. Money exchange. It's these days you do get a little bit better rate at the airport. And a very good point, bringing enough cash, as most places do accept credit cards. That's why it's always a good idea to have a credit card without any foreign transaction fees. And even if you have a credit card with the foreign transaction fees, you need to have some sort of backup as well too. So breakfast is covered during the trip. So most people, they do breakfast and dinner during the trip, because they end up doing their breakfast around 10 o'clock or sometimes even later. So they usually skip out on lunch. So your major expense that will come out will be for the dinner during the trip. Expect about $10, $15, maybe $20 max daily for the food. And any other shopping that you're planning to do, just make sure you have enough cash for that. Most people, they purchase dates when they're in Saudi to bring back home to give out to family and friends. So those are some of the expenses that you want to cover. And usually, like a kilo of dates is it ranges anywhere from the cheaper dates from 20 reals, and they go all the way up to 200 reals with like the highest quality of ajwa. So just consider those things when you are keeping the cash with you. And other than that, inshallah, the trip does go pretty smooth. On one other expense that you are planning to do additional umrahs, it's usually for a round trip cab, about 60, 70 real, sometimes cheaper. So you can, maybe go with like 3, 4 other people. So you can split that expense and go for multiple umrahs, inshallah. If anyone has any other questions, please feel free. Yes, go ahead, Brother Muhammad.
Brother Harun, a question I want to ask, based on your own knowledge, since we live in here, you're speaking about the cash. How much at least you think somebody, I was concerned about that too, at least how much you think someone can hold for these 7 days or 6 days trip that we're going?
So
At least how much you think?
expense wise, I would say keep at minimum, you're not going to spend it all. If you have basic expenses, carry 200 to 300 minimum. You are allowed, I don't think anyone's carrying heavy amounts of cash, but you are allowed to carry up to $10,000 without declaring it. If you're planning to carry over that, so just make sure you declare it at the airport. But you're not going to need more than a couple of $100 over there. Especially if you don't have any major shopping to do. 200, 250 should be more than enough for the trip.
Okay, no problem. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Jazakallah khair, everyone, for joining us today. A recording for this meeting will be available to you shortly, inshallah. We will post a link so you can rewatch this video if you have to. And of course, please feel free to reach out to our team if you need assistance with anything else. Jazakallah khair. Looking forward to seeing everyone at the airport. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Maybe you say it.